Today we're going to check out some of the old Germany postage stamps. Some of the good old ones here. I had some of these that were in one of the other videos, but here's a couple more. Sometimes looking at the cancellation is very important on these. So always check the cancellation because sometimes they got the date and everything. And if they have the date, it gives you the time frame of that particular stamp. And that can give you big difference in the value, because a lot of them, they used it year after year, but certain years were made differently. So here we have a couple right here, a 30 and a 25. Now I want you to pay attention to the next one. Next one is the same portrait, but in green. And look at that cancellation that's on it. Remember, the cancellation can be very valuable. This is 94, 98. You see that? The artwork. So that is very different than, because we're always used to seeing the ones on the left in different amounts and different values, but to find this one all one color, which is the green, and then to have that stamped on top of it. That stamp itself can make the big difference. Now look at this one. Oh, isn't that something? It's a 6. For a while I didn't know which way it went, so I went with the writing. But it's just an eagle with the Hitler mark on it. 6 cents. I haven't seen this one before. This one's very different. Then we have a nice big one. Now can you imagine putting 18 plus 12 on a stamp? 12G. That is different. But look how lovely the design around the portrait is. Very pretty. You know, that's a work of art because they had to make the plate. And then when you made the plate, you had to make it opposite for when it printed, so it could be printed correctly. So that is very interesting. You know, when you stop and think about it all, you know, exactly how that stamp was made. Yeah. Now this one here had to go through printing twice. Once for the rosy color, and then once for the portrait that's black and white. Now if you ever find one like this and the portrait's upside down, you got a big winner. Very valuable stamp. Okay? Because I always get the correct ones. Oh, shoot. My luck. There's a 3. This is where we get into the numbers. Oops. That 3 is upside down. Da-da-da. Well, I don't have my tweezers. Oh, where's my tweezers? Right here. Don't use your fingers when you turn them around. If you use your fingers, any oils that may be on your fingers will go on the stamp, and then it's going to ruin the stamp. Because oil, after a while, turns colors. And that destroys the value of the stamp. So always use tweezers. And it's a 3. When it was the other way, it looked like a 2, didn't it? I don't know. Rather confusing, isn't it? The other way looked like a 2. Now we have a fancy design 3. Ah, things change. Okay, we have these here, a 40 and an 8. And this one here, we find this one, quite a few of those. And this one, a 10. And this one, for some reason, must have been on a postcard, and someone cut it, not leaving the perforation around the stamp on the stamp. You can see there was one just by looking at the top. Now we have this one, very interesting. $19.27. This one here, the 12 plus 6, I think is an interesting one. Very different. All right. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring us some more of whatever we find. It's a little bit harder right now to get out there and find these things. So I hope you appreciate it. But we'll get out there. It's coming. It's coming. All right. Bye-bye now.